Hello. The purpose of this video is to familiarize you with how you can create a school city assessment using items from your own personal workspace. So we're going to begin just as we would with any test. We can go to the waffle or we can simply click the Create Assessments card, and we're going to choose Item Bank because our workspace is our personal item bank. Um, just as with any test, we're going to try to give it a unique name. We'll choose a subject. And then, as always, the items down here at the bottom can remain the same. You can continue walking through the wizard with the next button, or you can simply click the next step in the wizard at the top of the screen. You're going to select your standards. And then you'll notice that 16 items have been returned that match my standard. Previously, I added 5 items to my personal item bank. So there's too many that are showing up. So those are coming from other banks. 16 doesn't seem like a lot, and it's really not. But sometimes you will have hundreds of items that are returned from different locations based upon the standards that you may have selected for a test. In order to drill down to those specific workspace items that you're trying to find, you need to use the Show Hide Filters button that appears right here. So I'm going to go ahead and click there. The default filters that appear are going to be grade level, which is usually not pertinent unless you teach more than one grade level. The standards, which can be pertinent if you have selected more than one standard for an assessment. And then the item banks at the top. Notice that some of those 16 items came from the HMH bank. Some of them came from a bank called MES Math, which is a school bank. And then the others came from my workspace, where the 5 items I created and want to use are located. So to filter down, I'm simply going to click there. Before I do that, just as an FYI, I want to show you how you can add additional rows to your filters because it can be useful at other times. So we're going to come over here to the settings wheel, and then notice that I could filter by item type, I could filter by tag, I could filter by DOK, Bloom's level. I could filter by administration methods. If I'm looking for items that can be administered both paper, pencil, and online, that might be useful. Once you say update, it's going to add those filters to your row. Right now, it's easy for me to click on these My Workspace items and filter down to the 5 items I need. But if there were a large number of items in my workspace, I might want to filter to my workspace and then filter down to a specific type of question, or even better than that, I might want to filter to a tag. That's why it's so important to tag the items you create with specific key terms that make them searchable, because you can filter by tag here in this location on the items step. So I tagged all of my 5 items for this particular assessment with the term addition. You can see that both of these are showing 5 items, but if I had created many more items in my workspace, this addition filter would be very helpful in drilling down to the specific questions that I wanted to use. So at this time, I can filter by either clicking my workspace or by clicking addition. It does take a moment to think about it. You're going to watch it spin, and when it's done, you'll know that it has filtered to those 5 items. And that makes it easy to simply say, I want to select all records rather than clicking each item individually. So I'm going to check that box and confirm it. My 5 items are selected, and I can move on. Now, for the remainder of the quiz, I'm simply going to run through rather quickly since the purpose of this video is not to show you how to create a test. All right, our assessment is created. We will come back later and talk about how we can update the assessment and the items as needed.